Thanks again for joining us. Now, Africa's largest franchise netball competition officially got underway this past weekend as the official hosts of this year's edition, the Sun City Superbowl in the Northwest. 2 additional teams have been included. South Africa's under-21 side, which will be going to Gibraltar later this year for the Netball World Youth Cup, and then our SADC neighbours Zimbabwe as well. So to talk to us about this year's Telkom Netball League, we have roped in our Free State Crinums Coach Martha Mosoahle-Samm, and she's going to be chatting to us. They're the defending champions, in fact, Martha. So, I mean, there's so much to discuss. Coming off the last 2016 victory and then getting that 2024 TNL victory, what do you think it is about your coaching, not style, but also your coaching philosophy that has just imbued this team with so much strength, discipline, and the ability then to effectively defend this title, hopefully?
Hi, Stacey. I think, just continuous work. We have a culture in the Free State Crinums team, the culture of just work ethic, knowing your identity, just making the girls aware of their own identity and how good they can actually become, and most importantly, just turning them into a complete human being, a complete athlete, and making them enjoy what they do.
I think if you look at the fact that the Jaguars have, they are 6 times winners and you're 4 times winners, do you think that they feel that there's an intense amount of pressure on them? How do you constantly balance that competitive spirit and making sure that they don't crumble under the anxiety of that pressure?
I think playing at this level is a pressure on its own. We prepare the girls very well from the beginning, and we make them aware that once you take a Crinum dress, or it doesn't matter, a Jaguar dress or whatever, once you participate in the Telkom Netball League, this is the highest level of competition in South Africa, and the pressure will always be there, pressure on the coaches, pressure on the players. And I mean, with the Free State Crinums now, we have 6 new players in the team, and I mean, you can imagine that's like 50% of the team is completely new. But that's what we like, just introducing these girls to this kind of pressure and making sure that they cope under these circumstances.
I think talk to us then about those new players coming in. If we look at the fact that Carla Pretorius returns not as a player, but now in the technical team to support you there. She brings a wealth of experience, but we also have other Proteas in the squad. There's Refuwe and Ketsa, as well as Anera Tiff. Perhaps chat to us about these changes, the young blood that you've brought in, and how you're balancing that experience with new players.
It's quite exciting, to always combine experience with new players. We do have new players from high school, both 18 years of age. I think I'm so excited to see what they can bring in the team, and it's all important to actually identify talent at that young age. We also have 2 players that are coming from the Sonoblomo, which is our 2nd division team in the Free State. So we're also quite excited to see that we are able to get that kind of depth from the 2nd team. We have a player that comes from the Alus. And it's just exciting news to see that we are able to combine our 2 star Proteas, who are the captains at the moment. Refuwe Ketsa being the captain and Anera being the vice. So I'm just so excited to see that Free State can actually bring out so much talent and look after the young ones, because we know that these older players will be finished soon. You talk about Carla Pretorius, who will be sitting alongside me on that bench. Nobody thought that Carla will retire so soon. I mean, you also know how much netball she still has under her legs and under her feet. But because of work commitments and all the other commitments, she decided to take, another role. So it's quite exciting to see that we do really bring up the youngsters, because you never know when these older players are going to retire or even get contracts to go overseas.
Well, this is actually another important question. I think it speaks to how, it's still really in its infancy, the professional nature of netball in South Africa. However, we boast coaching staff and, technical team staff that really can compete anywhere in the world. Why do you think that is?
I think just the passion that we have as coaches, being former players ourselves, we saw how important it is for us to really just take this knowledge and share it with all the up-and-coming youngsters and other netball players. And when you look at most of the coaching staff from all the other teams, most of them were Protea players. Some of them were really top players in South Africa. So I think the passion itself is just taking this netball to another level.
It's actually quite a rare thing in many sports nowadays to have so many former players now, finding their feet and getting that expertise that they need in order to lead these clubs forward. And I think it really is something that is exciting about netball in South Africa. I think perhaps something that many people might not understand is the inclusion of these fixtures, for example, against Zimbabwe, even the baby Proteas. And again, congratulations. It's always great to kick off the season with a win, that 58-46 win. But perhaps try and explain to our viewers that are listening why there is this inclusion of these type of fixtures in the TNL.
I think specifically with the baby Proteas, we know that there will be a Youth World Tournament this year in Gibraltar. So
Yes.
I think it's a very good preparation for the youngsters, to get exposed to this kind of netball at this level and at this stage. So I think it was really quite a smart decision from Netball South Africa and from Precious Mthembu, the head coach of the baby Proteas. And the team from Zimbabwe, I think they're also trying to get that kind of exposure, knowing that Netball South Africa is the number one in Africa. So I think they're just trying to come and find out how we do things. And it's quite exciting to have two extra teams, even though it's hard, I must say, in the A division, because now it means we have to play two extra matches. But it's exciting. The more games, the more experience, the more opportunities for our players. So it's quite exciting to have extra two teams in our division. It's more competition, and I'm happy for the baby Proteas to see that they are able to step up at this level.
I think just before I let you go, in your personal opinion, which international nations would you like to get more competition against or more experience against as a South African coach?
Sorry, Stacey, I missed you on that one.
No problem. I just said before I let you go, in terms of looking abroad and international competition, where would you, even if it's just from a technical and coaching perspective, which nations are you looking to say, I'd actually like to learn more from them, and I'd like our girls to learn more from them from an international competitive perspective?
Definitely Australia. When you look at their league, how they run their things and how professional their netball is, it's something that as South Africans we can actually, and as Netball South Africa, we can actually look at. And specifically as a coach, I would like to sit on those kind of platforms, even if I have to just listen to other coaches. I must say that I think most of us, we really follow that a lot. The Sun City League. We also follow the England League, the English League. So it's quite exciting to see how they do netball and how professional it is that side. So definitely Australia and also New Zealand, and then I would also say England.
Incredible. It was lovely chatting to you, and we're wishing you all the best. You're defending your title, and we know that you have a lot of pressure, but you have broad enough shoulders to carry it. So we wish you the best for the season. We've been chatting to Free State Crinums Coach Martha Mosoahle-Samm just about the season. They obviously just defeated the baby Proteas at Sun City 58-46.